How to make over $4,000 a day by micro flipping real estate. What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rickens here.
And in today's video, we are going to be talking about micro flipping real estate. Now, you might be watching this like, what is micro flipping? What in the world is Rick and Zach talking about? It's probably going to pique your curiosity. I have seen 50 different gurus, 50 different real estate videos when it comes to the term micro flipping. And everyone has their own take on it, right? Micro flipping can be some realtor thing. It can be some wholesaling thing, can be this thing or that thing, and all these in between. We have our own take on micro flipping. It's very similar to how people sell $10,000, $12,000 courses on this. We want to break down exactly how the other gurus do it. You could do it too. But ultimately, it is a way of getting wholesaling deals, real estate deals too, really fast. You don't have to spend any money on this, and it's a great way to get rich quick in wholesaling real estate. Now, obviously, you have to put work in. Obviously, you have to go out here and grind it crazy, but there are a lot of little micro flips you can be doing. And so I think this is going to be a way for people to make a lot of money, do a lot of wholesaling deals and a lot of real estate deals in general, and actually become successful. So we're excited about this today to break it all down. Most people, they're going to charge you $3, $4, $5 on a seminar, hit you with a course at the end to learn this, but we're going to teach it absolutely for free today. So guys, let's get into this. Let's break it all down and cue the intro and talk about micro flipping.
Hit it.
Woo! Snap. We're ready to go, guys. We're excited to talk here about micro flipping real estate. So let's talk about micro flipping. You are going to be going out here and doing a method that might be new, might be old. I've talked about micro flipping for years now on this YouTube channel, and a lot of wholesalers really get confused on the term and what it is. So let's kind of talk about micro flipping. Right. You've heard this term for what, 20 years, right?
It's been around forever.
It's used though it's used by
somebody
everyone.
acts like they just I invented it.
It's not. It's really, there's different ways, but if I want to talk about most ways I've seen it, micro flipping, what is it, right? Basically what micro flipping is the ability to flip houses with no money. Now, it's a little different than the way that we perceive it than wholesaling real estate. We're going to explain the difference and how you can start doing it today, but it is the ability to flip houses with no money. So everyone knows flipping houses, right? You buy a house, put some 30, 40, 50 grand into it. You put on the market, you pray the realtor gets something nice, and then you go to the next one, right? Like that's flipping houses.
Basically. Micro
flipping it can be a lot of different ways, right? Some people perceive micro flipping as I buy the house, I put $5 into it, and I sell it really quick. That's a micro flip. Also, and that's also wholesaling. But the way that we perceive micro flipping is we perceive it in the wholesaling sense. This is a micro version of wholesaling where it's not macro, it's micro. So the wordplay here. You're wholesaling at a different speed level. You are doing more deals because you're going faster with everything. And these still be big deals, but you're just doing more of them. And you're more precision, you're more precise on this. And you're able to really get deals with the least amount of stress possible, the fastest dispositions time ever. It's amazing, right? We call this different ways. You call it wholesaling with speed, patent pending name. Every guru and their mom creates a new word and then they try to sell a course off of it. So if I was going to sell a micro flipping course, I guess we'd call it a wholesaling speed course, whatever you want. But the point of micro flipping, what we're going to teach you today is really speed. This is what today's all about, going out there. The reason why I like the micro flipping version of wholesaling that we're talking about today is it's a version where when you're out here and you're overthinking things, where should I market? Who should I talk to? What should I do? All this analysis paralysis, and y'all get all stressed out. This is such a great way because it's just you run, I want to be able to be really good at running. What should I do? Run. That's it. Just start running, right? Like there's no should I do the split time? Should I do this terrain, the shoes? That's it. If we made a running channel, I'd get people saying, what's the right shoe? I'm not going to start running until I research the right shoe. No. Speed. Go after it. Go fast. And so micro flipping today, we're going to explain it today. We're going to kind of...
David Goggins once ran a super marathon in Converses because he didn't have shoes to run in.
That's it.
And he won.
That's it. You're overcomplicating. And so really what micro flipping is going to do is it's speed wholesaling. It's also something we've called reverse speed wholesaling, right? These are all not gimmicky names, but they're just names that you can use really for anything. But basically what it is you are flipping the wholesaling process backward, right? You are finding deals really quick, and then you are dispoing them even quicker. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. If you're a beginner out here and you want to start doing wholesaling deals, you want to find deals really quick, this is going to be a great process for you. And so I made the title. I said $4,000 a day. That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. And you can do it by micro flipping, but you're going to have to do what we say. And I know that's the scariest part for people watching this, right? You can't say, okay, I like what Zach said here, but I'm not going to do that part, or I'm going to do that. No, you're going to have to do what we say, like to a T. And you can do it. I know plenty of people that do it, but you're going to have to follow what we say, right? I think a lot of people hear what we say and then they'll do half of it. And then they skip the parts they don't like. You can't cherry pick it.
Can't do it.
No, it's not the way to do it. So we're going to break down right now how to do it step by step. So you need to get a wholesaling deal. Let's do this method, micro flipping. It's really simple. The way that I like to show people how to do things, it's a really simple approach. Most people learn in 2s and 3s. Now that's a weird concept, but 2s and 3s. Like most people can't focus more than 2 or 3 things at a time, right? So people got ADHD, they can't focus on too much, right?
Stop picking on me.
I'm not picking. I'm just saying, like some people, they can only focus on a certain amount of things. And so let's make it stupid simple for you to start micro flipping right now. And because I'm not selling you a $5,000 course or a webinar at the end of this, there's no gimmicks at the end of this. I'm just going to give you the best stuff, quick, easy, simple, because honestly, like if you're going to pay me all this money, this is what we're going to do. Okay. This is how we're going to do it and break it down. So 3-step process, right? 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, we're going to go find the cash buyer. Pretty simple, right?
Important.
Find the buyer. Number 2, we're going to find the area. And then number 3, we're going to start marketing. Let's repeat ourselves. Number 1, we're going to find the buyer. We're going to find the area the buyer likes, and then we're going to start marketing. And that's basically the entire process of micro flipping. And I know everyone's like, wait, I thought it was this crazy, big, complicated process. And no. It's simple. When you overcomplicate things, when you add all these processes and integrations and Zapier integration web flows on that, you overcome, right?
Hands down.
And so what I've always seen is when you create a gap between you actually doing the work and you starting right now, all these little gaps in between are not going to help you out. The 5-hour challenge session thing ain't going to push you forward. You can learn all day and watch videos, but you just got to do it. You got to do the dang work. And a lot of people are like looking for the answers. They want to do wholesaling deals. They're broke right now. They want to become successful, right? They're sick of being broke. And they want this magical genie solution to come out. And guys, since the 4000 BC, there's been the guy that says, if you eat this rock, you'll be cured, right? You have magic powers. Ever since anyone's been alive, the magic solution, you take this pill, you lose all this weight. Everyone wants this 6-pack in 5 seconds, right? The honest truth here is you just got to do the work that work. And so micro flipping, you're going to do a lot of wholesaling deals quick, but you're going to have to follow what we say. And so we're going to break this down and really share how we do it.
Let's do it.
But let's kind of break this down. So the number one question, how to find cash buyers. How do you find cash buyers, right? And I mean, what's your definition of a cash buyer?
A cash buyer is somebody that actually has money, like real money in a bank account and is actively seeking real estate deals. That is a cash buyer. Now, it can be somebody just buys 1 property a year. A lot of you think it's somebody who buys 40 properties a year. You got to find someone that's going to take action and not hesitate. The challenge is in your cash buyers is if they've never done like an assignment of contract and they've never, like it's their first real estate deal and they've never dealt with a wholesaler, it's usually a nightmare. And I'm just going to let you know up front, they have to miss out on 3 or 4 deals. So find legitimate cash buyers. So where do you find the cash buyers? Guys, all the data you want is online. You can reverse engineer everything. So if you start with the basics, the simple things like just looking for rent signs, physical signs or online digital for rent signs in investor groups, it doesn't matter what town you're in, and just go find them. Like, well, why am I going to call for a rent sign? Because these are cash buyers that already own properties for cash, and they're always looking to add more. Some of you guys way overcomplicate this and look at it. Honestly, you can also connect with realtors. Why? They deal with cash buyers all the time. And guess what? They know who's for real because they're not going to waste time with people that don't actually close on deals. After that, you can bring your search online. You can use all the different tools we teach you on here. ListREI.com. You can just, it's like endless. I could spend 2 hours just explaining where to find all the cash buyers. Here's the secret is when you get this data, you get a phone number and a name, you actually have to call them. I know you guys think AI can help you pull this information, but it's never going to be the final closers. So when you got to deal with vetting your cash buyers, just pick up the phone, Guys, honestly, it's a 5-minute conversation. I'd rather you have 20 or 30 high quality cash buyers than 1,000 wholesalers telling you you're cash buyers. It just doesn't work that way. But you have to actually do the work. And guys, let me tell you what, when you do the micro flipping, I'm here to tell you, if you think you're going to call 1 or 2 cash buyers and think you're going to get this locked up, you're kidding yourself. You actually have to dive in. Don't ask me how many. Tell me how many calls you actually made. And if you go, Rick, I called 2 people, there's just no interest. 2. You got to be 2. I called 2 people in my house. You got to make 20, 30 calls and vet them. Yeah, it's going to take you a couple hours. Welcome to it. There is no way you can do this business without doing the work, because that is a dream. So if you want to get to point A to point Z and not do any of the work, that's what every course sells you in America. Me and Zach are here to tell you actually have to do the work. Everything we do, it works. The question is, are you going to work? You actually have to put the time in and put in the effort. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You can get rich quick, but man, you're going to have to be willing to pay price. What are you willing to give up to actually make it in wholesaling? Are you willing to give up everything? Because if you get to the other side, I'll show you everything 100 times over. But like, you got to understand, giving up everything you have now, your Netflix, your nightly TV program, your social media interactions. Don't give up on YouTube, guys. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to give up a lot of that stuff to really make it, no matter which path you choose in wholesaling, period.
I agree. So, that's always the questions, like, how do I find a cash buyer, right? And so, like we've said, we have to understand what a cash buyer is. Like you've said, it is somebody that has cash. And so a lot of people claim to be a cash buyer, but they're not really cash buyers.
And that's a code word. By the way, if you talk to 10 people saying, I'm a cash buyer, it's gotten so defunct. You got to understand, they have to authenticate it for you.
And that's what we're going to break down. So the question is, how do we find cash buyers, right? And honestly, there's 5 ways. If I'm going to break down anyone that's a beginner, you want to start micro flipping, the ones that are going to buy your house quick, like your deal, really quick, so you can make $4,000 a day. Like that's a lot of money a week. There are 5 ways. And this is really important. Okay. This is stuff we teach in freewholesaling.com or free wholesaling course. Number 1 is cash sales. This is a list you get from listrei.com, listrei.com. And this is a list of people that have bought houses for cash. You're going to call these people, say, hey, I just saw you bought this house for cash. Are you looking to buy any more for cash? Because they're buying property with money in their bank account, not a loan or anything. They are a buyer using cash, which is the term cash buyer, right? Duh. Like that's what a cash buyer is. Oh, I got a loan and I got a hard money. No. That's a hard money buyer, not a cash buyer. Know the difference. Cash buyers. Go to cash sales, listrei.com. Love it. On top of that too, you're going to the Zillow for rents. These are rich landlords. They own rental property. Hey, you call them up on Zillow. It's free. Go to Zillow for rents in the area you want. Call these people up and say, hey, I'm actually not looking to rent out this house. I'm a wholesaler. I actually get contracts and properties under contract just like this are good rentals. Are you looking to buy any more rental property for cash? Yes, I am. Great. Put them on the list, right? I will tell you 95% of your good cash buyers are going to be on those 2 lists, because cash buyers fundamentally are only 1 to 2 people. They are flippers or landlords. That is it. On top of that too, you can use realtors. Cash sales, go to the buyer's agent, call these realtors, see if they have any more cash buyers. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
But Zach, wouldn't it cost us more to use a realtor cash buyer agent?
A lot of people think that, but realtors will make their clients overpay on purpose for commission, because realtors only care about money. Now, I know that's a mean thing to say, but it's absolutely true. All the realtors can go cry to me, but y'all mostly care about money.
And they translate to speed because they want to get paid fast. So they get a higher price. So don't worry about it if it's 5 or 6%, because on average, you're probably getting 10 or 12% more. And then the other thing is, you don't have to deal with the buyer, which, if the realtors knows what they're doing, they can give you speed and they want to get it done.
But realtors have a really big cash buyers list, and they're good. Now, not every cash buyer is a greedy person, but I'll tell you, most of them are motivated only by money. And that's not a bad thing. It gets properties done for the best price and things, but some not the best. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but I'm just telling you, be careful with them, but there are good buyers there. Auctions are really important too. You can go to property auctions, tax auctions, there's private auctions. These are people bidding on houses to buy them for cash. If there's 20 people at the auction, only 1 person wins. There's 19 people that are sad with all this money to buy more houses. Get their phone number, get in contact with them. And lastly, title companies. Title companies have all the cash buyer contacts because they're the ones buying. If you're using a wholesaling friendly title company, call your title company, see if they can provide you a cash buyers list. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. For us, we get a ton of them because we do a lot of deals with our title company. But ultimately, for anybody crying to me or asking, Where do I find cash buyers? Where my cash buyers at, bro? I can't find cash buyers. It's so hard. You haven't done any of these options. I can do one-on-ones with people. I can talk to all these people. Oh, I can't find buyers. I can't sell my deal. Y'all lazy. You don't want to do any of this. You want to go to a Facebook group, say where my buyers at, ? And then post it, and then that's your dispo. You want to post it on Zillow. That's not how you do it. Like,
That's,
this is
that's
not
not
the
a
right way.
strategy to win, guys. Like you actually have to do the work. Just because you post it on social media, that's great. But if that's your only way, you're doomed. You actually have to work it. And especially you guys starting out with little to no money, you're doing micro flipping. You have to do every method. You can't just pick one out of the 5 and go, okay, I'm going to try that one because it looks easy. Do the hardest one first.
No.
Guys, do the hard work up front. And this business will get easy. If you want to take the easy way, it's going to get brutal on you and you're going to get really frustrated. I'm just here to tell you the truth. This disclaimer is not written in the courses until way after you pay for it.
I'm telling you. So guys, a lot of people don't talk about this, but this is the way to find the buyers. And the important part about micro flipping is you want a ton of really good cash buyers starting out, because these cash buyers are, number one, going to let you know where to market to. So you're not wasting time. Really important. And also, you can just sell your deals really quick when you already have the relationships built. And cash buyers are a lot easier to do than deals still to this day. But most people are they're scared. They're scared to actually go out here. And the question is, are you more scared of talking to a seller or a buyer, or are you more scared of being broke? Until you're so broke that it doesn't matter anymore, you won't make the change. You're going to have conversations with buyers like now, like yesterday. You got to do it. So everyone's going to claim to be a cash buyer. Everyone's going to say they're a buyer. You're going to Facebook. On the comments section of this video, are going to be like, oh, well, I'm a buyer, bro.
So as a wholesaler, is the average wholesaler a cash buyer for these types of deals?
The average is going to be no. But here's a really important thing. We're just going to qualify them.
Mm-hmm.
There's qualifications with sellers. There's qualifications with anything. And so if I look at somebody's pet and I want to figure out if it is a lion or if it is a dog, I'm going to qualify the pet to see if it is a dog or a lion. Number one, just pretty simple. Is the thing 300 pounds with a lion's mane, or is it not?
Sometimes they decorate these cats up to look like a lion.
Actually, let's do this. What's the difference between a black cat and a lion? They're both kitties, right? How can I qualify if it's a lion or a cat? This is going to be pretty easy. All right. One's going to have a loud roar and one's not. And a lot of you guys are like this. I can't tell the difference. I got burned on a deal. It's a little kitty cat versus a lion. How can't you tell the difference? That's the way cash buyers are for me. I don't get screwed on wholesaling deals because I qualify the sellers. That is it. Lions are a lot bigger than little kitty cats. I know it sounds comical what I'm saying, but when it comes to buyers, it's the same exact way. Number one, I'm a cash buyer. Okay, give me the last 5 houses you bought for cash this year and show me the deeds. And I'll make sure you sign the deeds. Oh, that's private information. Okay, you're not a lion. Done, right?
Yeah.
Show me the money in your bank account. No, not your guru's name. I want your name. This is a pre-approval letter from a lender. No. Show me the last 5 houses you bought for cash. What title company? Let me call the title company up and just make sure you're the buyer. Hey, title company, this guy is claiming he is a cash buyer. Has he bought houses for cash with you guys before? Oh, he has not? Or he has? Oh, wow. Okay, great. Oh, he's a great buyer. Perfect. You can do this. It's real. Guys, this is your business. This is your livelihood. You do not want to lose out on a deal. I hate to tell you this, but there are real estate wholesaling gurus that have courses to pretend to be a buyer. They will provide you a fake proof of funds. They'll go on this live stream and claim to be a buyer. Once you get the address, they'll go daisy chain it. They'll JV, and then they'll find another guy to JV, and then at the end they'll JV the JV. They'll go to a platform, and then they'll blast 50,000 emails out with that address.
Yeah.
50 wholesaling coaches and 50 of your competition sees that. Then they knock on the guy's door and says, this guy is trying to sell your deal. Go with me instead. And you lose the deal because it takes one guru trained person to destroy the whole deal. You have to qualify your sellers. And the only way you figure out if this is a guru trained buyer, fake person, or a real one is you just got to ask them the real question. Ask the questions we have at freewholesaling.com, our free wholesaling course. But it's a little kitty cat versus a lion. It's pretty easy to tell the difference.
And guys, understanding everyone's got a fake POF. It's such a plague on the internet now. You can go anywhere and get them. If you don't take that extra step and weed them out to see if it's real, if you just take that letter, go, oh, okay, he's a good cash buyer, you're going to get killed. I'm just telling you, everyone's cookie cutting them. And guys, understanding a hard money letter is not a cash buyer. So it depends on what they're going to put down, what it appraises for. Sounds like a bank loan. You got to understand the difference.
Understand, you have to qualify your sellers. Now, Once you have your qualified sellers, we're going to go to step 2 on the micro flipping, which is basically just get their buy box in their top areas. Pretty simple, right? Guys, we're talking about micro flipping. So like we're getting deals quick. When you are a brand new beginner in wholesale, like this is not our market. We're like, I'm imagining you drop me in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm not the Little Rock, Arkansas expert. I hate to tell you this. Now, right, we can do deals there, but like I'm not the expert of what streets are good, what areas to avoid, right? What I'm going to do is just ask the local experts, the cash buyers, our customers, the people actually buying the deals from us. I'm going to ask them. And guess what? They're going to say, I want to buy this area, avoid this area, this. They're their customers. This is like, I'm like a waiter. I'm taking your order. Oh, you want a pepperoni pizza? Okay, I'm going to go get the ingredients for pepperoni pizza, make it.
Ticket number 1.
It's easy though. Like that's what it is. When you guys go out here and then you create a burger and then the guy says, I want a pepperoni pizza. Like, we'll have a burger. I don't want a burger. I want a pizza. It's like,
stop. I'm hungry.
Okay, I know you're hungry, but like,
I'm growling.
Yeah. So I'm just saying right now, you get their buy box. You have to get their order, and a lot of buy boxes are outside what you think. And so when you go out here and you're like, oh, my buyer wants that. No, you can't assume what he wants or she. You have to actually ask them what they want. A lot of buyers are doing some want 3-2, some want to be a fix and flip house. Some ones don't want prices over this range, that range. It's all different. Just find the area they want. Simple as that. So what do you ask? Hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, what areas you're looking to buy? What type of houses you're looking to buy? Please give me a full list of it and I'll go get them and send them to you. Simple. Yeah. And when you get the deal locked up, say, hey, remember you told me to buy houses in the 33311 area code that are 3-2s? Well, here's one. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I did ask for that, didn't I? Well, I'll go buy it. A lot of you guys, how many of y'all have seen this? People post, I can't sell my deal. Oh no. And they just cry all day about it because they lock it up. And they have no prospects to any buyers. They're like in the hood and they're like overpriced also. And right? Guys, you have to get the areas because even if you lock up the deal for too high, if it's the right property, your buyer will let you know this is the right deal. It's just locked up for too high. And then you can renegotiate. But if it's in the wrong area, there's nothing you can do, right?
You're done. Kapoots.
Guys, you have to go and talk to the right buyer. And so this is really important. Talk to the buyer, get their buy box. This will also eliminate you guys guessing where the top areas are. So I know a lot of you guys will pull a list of like 10,000 high equity leads or vacants, and you'll call them. Little do you know that only 4,000 of those leads are in areas that your buyers want to buy. And that cuts your time you have to spend in skip tracing, marketing, all in by a quarter, right? It's so easy, so much easier, so much cheaper, and you just save a lot of money by doing this. It eliminates the process of it. What we found in our local market, in a lot of markets, is around 25% of the zip codes have 80% of the wholesaling deals, right?
Yeah, hands down.
And so when you pull a list of all the zip codes, all the vacants in your area, you're probably wasting 80% of those to just trash. Like you're just wasting your money, wasting your time. Go ask your buyers what areas they want to buy. And I promise you, you will find out the areas that work. They're the hot areas for flipping, for landlords, for renting out property, things like that. It's really, really important. And then from there, now we have a list of the top areas, the type of properties our buyers want to have. Also, we also have a really good cash buyers list here. And we have the top areas. We're pretty much all set. Once we kind of get this initial setup done, we lock up deals, they're sold. Lock up deals, sold. Lock up deals, sold. Micro flipping 101. Lock up deals sold. Lock up deals sold. Boom, 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 boom. That is the point. That is what micro flipping is all about. Getting it done speed, 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 speed. So let's kind of talk about it. So once you get that done, and the rest is pretty easy, right? We're going to pull all the top lists for the areas that our buyers want. I've personally found just really 3 are going to work the best with micro flipping because it's all about getting things quick. Government lists, drawing for dollars, and reverse drawing for dollars. Simple, right? What's a government list?
It's really just, it's a secret list the government makes of potentially motivated sellers because it has a pending action that if that seller does not do something severe is going to happen. Most likely they're going to lose the property. So this is why we always point towards government list. And let me give a little disclaimer on here, because sometimes my mind takes a little while to warm up. We always talk about, like, you hear like this micro flipping term all across the industry and all that. Most micro flipping, and correct me if I'm wrong, is focused 95% on the disposition side. Like, hey, I've always told you wholesaling always has to have an element of you going to direct contact with a motivated seller. I have never said, listen, I'm all about JV deals. I love JV deals. But the reality is our micro flipping is about moving much more in speed. But we still want to go direct to the seller. And that's what we're talking about now. And I think a lot of you guys get in these courses where you become, I'm going to use words here carefully, disposition specialist, AKA if you're just going to focus on dispositions, you might as well just go be a realtor, because that's what realtors do. They dispose of property. They get property sold. Now they try to get top dollar, but if you're just going to do dispositions, in my opinion, you're really not even wholesaling because you're missing it. And so the best deal is once you find an area, I've done this all the time. I used to even get extreme when I got a deal. And here's what got me super excited in micro flipping. He goes, can you find me more just like that in that area? I'm like, he goes, I'll pay top dollar. Like, boom. I'm in my car going door to door to door. Like, I need fast. I don't even have time for a mailer. I'm going to cold call. I'm going to do sticky notes. I'm going to do whatever. And that's what we're kind of talking about. So I want you to understand our vision of micro flipping is just laser focused wholesaling. It's not, hey, let's just get dispositions, daisy chain everything, and let someone way overpay it and act like we're a realtor. That I don't promote that. I don't like that business model. And I think there's easier ways to make money if you're going to do that. Always go direct to the seller, but you got to be laser pinpoint. And guys, whenever I find an area, I have 21 years of data. I have 3 zip codes I religiously attack because the demand's always been there. And some of you are like, you don't know what the demand is. How do you find it? Just go out and start talking to your cash buyers.
Talk to them. And so once we have the list of buyers, we know what they want, we're pulling these lists. So government lists, really important. Seriously, just lists you get from the government. Like, they're super secret apparently for most people, but like they're free. So these are the code violations, the water shutoff list, fire damage properties, the tax liens, tax delinquencies. You could do, I mean, theoretically, you can do the tired landlords, the evictions list there, credit card debt lien list, IRS debt lien list. We can go on and on and on forever. And when everyone says, I did all the government lists, I'm like, well, I'll just add an extra one. Like, what about the arrest records? Oh, well, I do. Do it, right? Guys, there's an unlimited amount of leads for you to pull. And I think that's the thing. People are like, nobody ever talks to me every single week on these free 101s or in Flipwork Plus or whatever. They never run out of leads to talk to, okay? Because there are always more lists for you to pull. There's always more marketing to do. And until you've knocked on every single door this month of every single property, you are not like, there's more marketing to do. And so government lists are really, in the sense, for most people, an unlimited tapped source of seller leads. Now, the only thing that limits you is you pulling the list, you skip tracing the list, and you manually going through the data. And stuff we teach in the free wholesaling course, obviously. But that's what government lists are. I love them. You go to freewholesaling.com, it'll break down exactly how to do it. If you want to go to freewholesaling.com, top left-hand corner, go check it out there. But it's really important, guys, that with government lists, you pull them. Most gurus don't talk about them because they can't really make money off of you by doing it. And no one wants to sell a course because we are the only ones that really ever talked about this list in wholesaling, so they can't claim it. Really important. So driving for dollars, get in your car, look for ugly house. We are currently almost on week 3 of I think week 4 now of the driving for deals challenge. And so we're getting a lot of people getting the first deal through this. And if you're just in their car, driving around town looking for ugly houses, that is it. Find an ugly house, put it on the list, call it, text it, whatever you want to do. You'll get wholesaling deals. Reverse driving for dollars, you put sticky notes on the ugly house. That's it. You get to work. The point here is get to work. If you don't work, then you're going to stay broke. You have to go and do the action, right? And so what type of list, right? And so, like I've said, people learn in threes. And so if you're right now wanting to start doing wholesaling deals, you want to actually become successful, struggling, trying to do this or that, one thing I want you to understand here is focus on 3 lists. That's the most. So for everybody watching this, only focus on 3 lists. That's it. I don't care what list it is, but just only focus on 3. The problem is so many wholesalers, oh, I'm going to do 50 lists. I'm going to organize all this data and do it. No. 3. That's all we're doing. 3 lists. It's all you're going to focus on right now. Just focus on 3. What do I recommend? If for the average wholesaler, if you're going to give me 3, I'm probably going to tell you code violations, pre-foreclosures, and reverse driving for dollars. If you want to, like, speed wise, those are the 3 lists in your market you should be doing. Code violation. Go to your local clerk of the court website and go there, and there will be a section for the code enforcement, neighborhood services, whatever neighborhood department. They have different names, community, something usually. But you can find the address, either call them, go in person, and ask for a list of all open code violations for the past 30 days, all active ones. Great list. Get that. Any marketing channel from there. Pre-foreclosures. We've extensively talked about pre-foreclosures. These are people basically behind the mortgage, right? And they need to sell really quick, 30, 60, 90 days at most. That is a speed list. Reverse driving for dollars. You're getting in front of these houses. You're slapping sticky notes on ugly houses you're driving around. You will get deals calling your phone instantly, quick, easy, and simple. So if you only give me 3 lists to do with micro flipping right now, these would be the three. I think these three will leave you very full. Unless you're like wanting to do 100 hours plus a week, then we can start adding some probates and other things in there. But like we're talking about speed only. These are the three lists, right? People is just focus on three. Don't do 6 or 7 of them, just three, right?
Yeah, and get really good at three. And remember, you got to pull the list. Sometimes that's an art form. You got to overcome resistance with persistence and just get them. And then once you down that three, then you can add others. But some of you go out there and try to attack 9 lists, and I love you for it, but like you get frustrated and you think you're going to bat 100%. Honestly, if you go after 4 or 5 lists and you get a half of it, run with those lists. And then you take the other time. Don't sit there and wait till you get every list. So you got to keep taking action and just keep moving forward in wholesaling. There is never a perfect time to start. Don't wait for New Year's. It ain't happening. Like, just start now.
Gosh, I'm just telling you, go after it.
New Year. Tomorrow I'm going to start. Monday's a good day. Like, there's never a good time to start. So if you know that, just start. Starting's the hardest part.
So many people want to get stressed out. Just go. Right. And so let's talk about the average wholesaler, right? The person that's working a full-time job, they don't have too much time, right? I would say get to work. I think if you put 2 hours a week in each list and then an additional 4 hours on reverse triangle. So if you put basically 8 hours, that's all I'm really asking for this is bare minimum, but like 2 hours a week for each list of just pulling it and then calling it, and just 4 hours for the reverse triangle for dollars. If you just commit to 8 hours of list pulling and then however many hours it takes to the marketing side, you can use part-time. Now, if you want to do this full-time, triple this, quadruple it, whatever it is, use this split, but just hold the list, all the active ones for the past month, call them, text them, whatever you want to do, right? We're kind of leaving out the marketing channels part because really all the marketing channels are going to work. You can send direct mail out, that'll do well. You can cold call these people. You can SMS text blast them, right? There's a million ways to do this. And the marketing channel is really not the thing to focus on because they're all going to be quick. They're all going to be speedy. But the thing you should be focusing on right now is getting the buyer, finding their areas, and just marketing like crazy. And the dispo process is really easy and really simple, right? It is really easy because you just get deals quicker. And the average wholesaler isn't thinking like this, right? And so you'll get leads and deals quicker than the regular wholesaling process, right? And so that's it. You get the leads, you start wholesaling, and then from there, the process is pretty much the same, right? You get the deal locked up, you bring it back to the buyer, assignment fee, walkthrough, boom, 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 right? Pretty simple. Now, again, micro flipping, 3 simple process like steps. Find the buyer, find the cash buyer, find the area, just start marketing.
Boom.
That is micro flipping 101. If you want to fight me in the comments of it, oh, my guru says this, no, right? Zen Zones has the best one. The hardest part is to start. True.
It's terrible. It's just the truth. But you know what? Most of you create more anxiety by thinking about when your perfect start date's going to go. And the easiest way to get over is just dive into it and get going. It builds momentum. But this is with anything in life. Like, this isn't like a wholesaling issue. We can sit here and dream, talk about it all the way in the comments. Honestly, the best compliment you can give me and Zach is post in your comments or jump on a live and go, listen, I spent 3 months marketing this and I'm working on these 3 deals right now and I just closed this one. Boom. Because the proof's in the pudding. Are people actually doing it? Here's the difference. The people that post that they've done deals, every one of them took an incredible amount of action. And even when they were scared or they're fearful, they just move forward. And it gets pretty cool. But the reality is most of you don't want to break through that fear because you're trying to live your old lifestyle and you're trying to let the people around you keep you down. If it's family, your friends, if you truly want to get free, you're going to have to do something completely different than everybody else around you. If you do the exact same things they do and you think you're going to have an incredible, better lifestyle, you're kidding yourself. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. And it's weird and you're going to feel all alone and you're going to want to revert back to your old self. And I'm just telling you, don't wait till me. I waited 12 years till I got so pissed off. I go, shoot, let's light this candle. So I had nothing. I let 12 years of frustration build up. So, and don't let a year or two go by and then try and go, that was scary. I'm going to go back to my old job. That's what society wants you to do. If you can just punch through that fear and actually take the action, because you're so programmed as a society to do work, trade your time, get a check for it. The idea is, why don't you use your mind, help people solve problems? The money will come with it. I get it. You've got to figure finances to get through that initial push. But if you can survive it, there's so much more on the other side for you. And that's what traps most people watching this live right now. How am I going to get that deal? How am I going to pay for my family? Well, listen, most of us live way outside of our means, and you all know that for a fact. So stop trying to look rich and actually learn how to become rich. And if you want to commit to that journey, me and Zach can help you out.
That's it. So I got some comments I'm going to show everyone. And I'm not showing this to be mean, but I'm going to make this pitch for everyone. It kind of upsets me every single time we go on this. Not upsets me, but like it drives me crazy. I don't understand this. Guys, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I get comments every single day. How do I find the pre-foreclosure list? How do I do this or this? And you literally heard me say, I have it all on the bottom right here. I have a free course. So the reason why I have a free course is I don't want to go in a 45-minute explanation on pulling the pre-foreclosure list for 15 different people every single day for the rest of my life. I think I would go crazy doing that.
Well, you do like every other guru, go like, when you buy my course, I'll show you how to get that list.
No. I have a free wholesaling course. You go through it. Give me the respect. Respect my time. I spent 2 hours. I spent a lot of money creating the course. We spent a lot of money hosting the videos, terabytes of data we have to host. It's very expensive. All these videos, editors, all these things to just create free videos for you. And you have to respect my time. I sat down for 2 hours to share how to do pre-foreclosures. I gave the best, I gave my all on it. I do it every year, right? Respect my time and go through that and then ask me a question about a pre-foreclosure. Because we're going to be talking about things that, the hundreds of thousands of subscribers on all of our YouTube channels have already heard me repeat a million times. Now, I'll always repeat it. I'll be patient for anyone that's a newbie, but give me the respect, go through the free course, kind of understand it, and then get back to me on the questions.